Hi everyone, I'm Reena, and this is Resonant Space. So today I wanted to talk about a mantra that I sometimes use when I'm having a tough time just getting to the writing desk. If you're a composer like me and sometimes you just get a little scared to get to the desk, I use this mantra, and the mantra is just see, just see. And I developed this mantra, or I figured out that it helped me at the time when I had just come back from India. So I spent a year from 2011 to 2012 doing a Fulbright in India. And before that, I had done a master's degree in composition, and then went to India for a year and didn't write any music. Like, I wrote no notes of music. And it was an incredibly transformative year, of course, because I was learning Indian classical music, I was going to these festivals, I was, just really imbibing a lot about the Indian classical tradition. And the one thing I wasn't doing was seeing how it related back to the Western music that I wrote. So when I returned back that first summer, I was doing this residency, and the residency, of course, implied that I was going to write a piece of music for Western musicians, right? And so I realized that things were just not in the same place in my brain as where I had left them. The ideas that I had been working with before I left, they just didn't feel relevant anymore, and I was trying to find a path. I was trying to find a new path. And it was really tough for a while, because I would try to write something and just realize that it didn't make sense to me anymore. So I would spend hours, hiding in my bed, literally, with my covers over my head, because I didn't want to deal with anything. And I was so afraid that I wasn't going to be able to turn in this commission on time. I was really freaking out. And then finally, I kind of realized to myself that when we call ourselves composers, we say we're writing music. We're using that verb, right, to write. And so we have this implication that if there are not little dots and lines going on the page, then we are not writing music. And in a way, just that verb and the way that we choose to call ourselves writers of music, it really creates this expectation that if you're not writing, you're not you're not composing. And so what I realized is what I really needed to do was just spend time with my ideas as they were. That every time I went to the writing desk, I didn't need to change something. I didn't need to add something. I didn't need to compose something. What I really needed to do was just to see. So I tried to find a way to be okay with the fact that if I went to the desk and I just looked through my sketches and I just saw whatever was there and just let it go into my mind, and if that was all I did that day, then that was time well spent. Because I needed to do that. I needed to recalibrate. And I don't think it necessarily takes a trip to India for us to have to completely recalibrate our thinking. I think, at various points in our life, we just start to have new and different ideas that we're always trying to grapple with. And when that happens, it's really exciting, but it's also very scary, and you need to give yourself that time. And I certainly need to give myself that time. So some days when I feel like it's really hard, when I feel like I just don't know if anything's gonna come out, I just go to the desk and say, just see.